Welcome back, everyone. We're now going to take a look at the key clash between India and South Africa, the table toppers. Prashant, let's start off by looking at the form of India and South Africa. Both the two teams have been in amazing form.
Of course, Samir, clash of table toppers, 1 and 2. It's going to be a cracking game today, and I feel both teams have got their combinations right, and both teams have been clinical in all three departments: batting, bowling, fielding.
I think let's look at the two teams separately. South Africa has that aggressive approach. They go after the bowling. You look at their bowlers, Marco Jansen, Gerald Coetzee, they're fired up. They have that passion, that fire in them. They're playing aggressive cricket. But they seem to have some issues chasing, don't they?
Of course, this chasing issue has been happening since 1992. Yeah, when it especially comes to World Cups and important games, in crucial games, they try to choke a lot. So they have to come out with a clear plan. They have to be aggressive when it comes to chasing. Just like when they bat first, if they are showing that aggressiveness when they're batting first, also they should show this same approach of aggressive approach when they're batting second as well.
Who do you think needs to stand up for South Africa in a chase? Who's the one who needs to guide that chase through? India have Virat Kohli. He's your chase master. And we'll come to that in a bit. But South Africa, who needs to stand up in a chase?
Well, I would say Markram, he should stand up. He's the guy who would anchor the innings for South Africa and would bat along the innings because he can bat for a long time. He can be aggressive and also he could anchor the innings.
Okay. And see, looking at South Africa's lineup, everyone's clicked. Quinton de Kock, Rassie van der Dussen, Aiden Markram, Heinrich Klaasen, David Miller, Marco Jansen have played a couple of good knocks. Temba Bavuma hasn't had the best World Cup. I think he needs some runs, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, Temba Bavuma has uh, uh, been out of form, but look, he's doing everything right as a captain. He's handling his troops very well and calling all the right decisions. So I would say, uh, he being as the captain over there, he's doing a fantastic job as a captain. I mean, he will definitely score. He will step up in some game, but you just need to give him some time. That he's doing everything right. Right now, he has to focus on his captaincy and take this team forward.
I think that's true. And talking about captains, I think Bavuma and Rohit Sharma have been two of the best captains this tournament. Some of the field placings they've made, and that last match against Sri Lanka, the aggressive field set by Rohit Sharma as well. They went in with 3 slip, short leg at one point. That's like test match fields. You don't see those in limited overs cricket nowadays. So
Indeed,
that
indeed,
was
that aggressive approach from Rohit Sharma was fantastic, and the way he managed his bowlers and seriously, Mohammad Siraj set the game up for India. It was fantastic bowling, captaincy, fielding wise, super.
What do you think about the inclusion of Mohammad Shami? I mean, that's made a huge impact. I feel that's brought that that pace trio together is phenomenal. I think the three of them, Bumrah, Siraj, and Shami.
Inclusion of Mohammad Shami, it has brought a spark into the Indian bowling lineup. He's being very fired up. The way he's coming and bowling, picking up wickets, and look, he's picking up wickets and he's not giving away a lot of runs also. Yeah, so there's been again amazing bowling from Mohammad Shami. He just needs to continue this good work and he will really impact when it comes to a semi-final game. And if he can continue with this form, definitely India would get over the line.
I think from the Indian perspective, obviously your three key players are going to be Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli. They're the three who are going to step up, take India over the line. What do you think are the key matchups in this game? Like, how do you look at getting those three out? And at the same time, what does India's strategy need to be against South Africa's dangerous batting lineup?
Well, first of all, when it comes to the Indian batting lineup, you got to get these three players out. Gill, Kohli, Rohit. South Africa have to work on that, and you also have to uh, uh, be very very aggressive. You have to set aggressive fields, and you shouldn't let them get away. And also, when half chances come, you got to take it. And if you drop them, it's like definitely going to cost South Africa a lot. So South
Sri
Africa
Lanka
have
learned
to
that.
be very mindful when it comes to these three players, and they have to set a good feel and be very aggressive. They shouldn't let Gill and Rohit get away easily. They have to come with an approach of setting up a defensive field,
Mm.
and they got to attack as well. They got to attack.
Very true. I think one thing
And
South
the crew,
Africa need to,
yeah,
sorry to
sorry to
interrupt there, but but one thing South Africa need to not do, and maybe not just the game against India, when they get to the semi-final, the final, they need to not think of it as a big game. Think of it as another game they're just playing and go play the same brand of cricket. That is what they need to do. And this approach of putting too much pressure on themselves, we have to catch it. It's Virat Kohli. That's what's going to make you drop it. Just be out there playing your natural game. And that's worked for them.
definitely, Samir. You were spot on there. They shouldn't put pressure on themselves. Okay, they should go and go with their natural approach. They shouldn't think, oh, it's a big game, and put pressure on themselves. So this is what has been happening since 1992. When South
Mm.
Africa come to play in a big game, they put a lot of pressure into themselves, and then they mess up. And that's where South Africa has been going wrong in the last uh, few years.
Definitely. Absolutely. And what about India? India is in red hot form. Everyone is playing well. But what do they need to do to dismiss those South African bowlers, the South African batters? Because I think that's going to be key. You want to stop South Africa's early aggression, because otherwise they're going to take the
Of,
game away from you.
of course, Samir. Uh, they have to bowl well, and they shouldn't let South Africa get off the hook. And if South Africa gets that aggressive approach, that's it. There is like they could score with 350, 400. So Mohammad Siraj has to set up the game for them and need to get the wickets. That's going to be the key point for India. And also, Rohit Sharma has to come with that aggressive field setup, just like he did for the Sri Lanka game.
I think that's true. It's going to come down to, I think, a lot about the captaincy, personally. I feel about the approach they're going to take in the field and how they're going to restrict the other opposition. Because both teams are more than capable of scoring 300 plus runs. South Africa, probably 400 plus. It's going to come down to their
Yeah.
wicket taking ability. And some of their bowlers are top of the tournament. You've got Siraj, Bumrah, Marco Jansen, Gerald Coates. They've all been playing really well. So it's going to be that bowling and that captaincy which decides the game. What do you think? I mean, what's your go? What's your prediction out there? Put it out.
Well, let me tell you. First of all, I feel that this is going to be a high-scoring game. Yeah, and we're going to have a tight finish. I'm predicting it's going to be a close one. Uh, that's my prediction for the game. I feel that it's going to be a tight finish, and we're going to have a absolute cracking game of lot of runs. I would love to see Virat Kohli getting to his 49th century. That would be great for the Indian fans, and
It
would be a
would, yeah,
historic moment in Indian cricket.
definitely. So who's going to get over the line? India or South Africa? Who's your money on?
Uh, well, tough one, but I would love to go with South Africa. I would definitely, yeah, put my money on South Africa. But don't underestimate India. They've been
Absolutely
playing
not.
fantastic cricket. So I just can't say it's South Africa all the way. India, no matter what, even if they're down and out, they find their way back to come into the game and win it. So they have 11 match winners. India, also South Africa, also have their match winners for them. So it's going to be a tight game, like I said before.
Definitely. I'm also inclined to say South Africa. I do feel that they're on a roll. At the same time, they've got a bit more aggression, a bit more spark in them. And what I think is, from the Indian perspective, winning all the games isn't going to do them a favor. Their complacency will start to creep in. I feel that. And one loss will reignite that Indian team to go ahead and go all the way to the final. That loss could be today's game. We don't know. Who's going to be the
Yes.
key players? Who are going to be the match winners today? If you're saying South Africa is going to win, who's your top scorer? Who's your highest wicket taker?
For South Africa, I would say Quentin de Kock. He's going to be their top scorer. And for India, I would say Virat Kohli would be the top scorer.
What about the highest wicket takers? Who do you see bringing that with the ball for both teams?
Definitely for India, it's going to be Mohammad Siraj. He's on a roll and he's fired up, and he's that guy. If you give him a ball, and he would pick you up early wickets. Definitely, the Indian bowling lineup is on another level. They've been bowling fantastic.
So I'm going to differ on one thing you said here. I think today could be Temba Babuma's day.
Yeah.
I just have that feeling, it could be Temba's day today. He's the only one who hasn't necessarily stepped up there. And as we get into the finals, I think he's going to turn that switch on, and you're going to see a different Temba Bavuma today, hopefully. And he might be the one to get South Africa over the line. But we'll find out.
Could be, Samir. See, what Temba needs to do is he needs to stick around there. He needs to spend more time in the crease. Yeah, It's okay. He's a slow starter. He's not that guy, who would go after the bowling. He would take his time and he would bat entire innings. So what he needs to do is just rotate strike. Basics. This is basic for him. Just if the bad balls come, put it away to the boundary. And if the good balls come, respect it. And rotate strike. If you're not getting the boundaries and the sixes, just rotate strike. Maybe he could turn the ones into twos, the twos into threes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Running between the wickets is also important. Then you would get your runs. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, Prashant, that is going to be a cracking game. That's all we know right now. Everyone, we'd love to hear your comments on what you think is going to happen down in the comment box. See you in our next episode.